First civilizations. Number 1. Sumer. Sumer was one of the earliest civilizations in history, located in modern-day Iraq, and is thought to have been established around 4500 BCE. It was a highly advanced society, with a very complex and sophisticated system of writing, laws, and religious practices. Socially and politically, the Sumerians were organized into city-states, which were ruled by kings and nobility. Their economy was based around agriculture and extensive trading networks, and they had a remarkable system of irrigation which allowed them to grow crops in the extremely dry climate. They had monumental architecture and impressive artwork, as well as a wide variety of tools and weapons. The Sumerians also made numerous contributions to many fields, including mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Number 2. Babylon. Babylon was an ancient city located in Mesopotamia, an area known as the cradle of civilization. It was one of the most influential cities in the ancient world, and its culture shaped the region's development for thousands of years. The Babylonians were famous for their great architectural achievements, including the construction of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The Babylonian Empire was also a great center of learning, with a system of mathematics and astronomical observation that was ahead of its time. The Babylonian Empire reached its peak under the rule of King Hammurabi, who issued the famous Code of Hammurabi, the first set of laws in recorded history. The Babylonian Empire eventually fell to Persian conquerors in 539 BC. Its legacy, however, has outlasted its physical remains, and it continues to be studied and admired to this day. Number 3. Egypt. The ancient civilization of Egypt emerged around 3100 BCE in the Nile Valley along the banks of the Nile River. It is recognized as one of the world's first civilizations and is one of the oldest and most influential cultures in history. The civilization of Egypt was shaped by its geography, as it was located in the northeast corner of Africa and was divided by the Nile and its many branches. The Nile was the main highway of travel and trade, which allowed Egyptians to interact with other civilizations, bringing foreign ideas to their own. The Nile was also the main source of food and water for the people of the country. Egyptian society was known for its elaborate government and religion. Pharaohs were believed to be divine, and their power was absolute. During the Old Kingdom period, the pharaohs ruled as absolute monarchs and their gods were used to explain natural phenomena. Egypt had a highly organized bureaucracy and a strong legal system that guaranteed justice for all. Egypt was also a major economic force in the ancient world, as it was known for its abundance of mineral wealth and agricultural productivity. Additionally, Egypt's great monuments, such as the pyramids, temples, and sphinxes, were symbols of its power and grandeur. Number 4. China. China is home to one of the oldest and longest-lasting civilizations in the world, believed to date back to the Shah dynasty, circa 2070 to 1600 BC. This period marks the beginning of Chinese civilization, when cities were established, a writing system was developed, and complex societal structures such as the aristocracy, the military, and taxation began to emerge. During this time, agriculture and craftsmanship were 2 of the most important economic activities, and trade with nearby regions flourished. This period also led to the rise of the first religion in China, Taoism, which followed the philosophy of yin and yang, and aimed to find spiritual harmony between man and nature. While many aspects of Chinese civilization developed during the Shah dynasty, it was the Han dynasty, 202 BC to 220 AD, that truly cemented the cultural, political, and economic systems that are still largely in place today. Under the rule of the Han dynasty, China developed a unified system of law, numerous technological advances, and an influential bureaucracy. Additionally, Imperial China was the first civilization to introduce paper money and paper currency. Number 5. India. The Indian subcontinent is home to some of the earliest civilizations in the world, including the Indus Valley and the Harappan civilizations. India has a rich and complex history, and it is believed that the Harappan civilization flourished there between 3300–1300 BCE. This civilization was the largest of its time, covering over 500 cities spread across modern-day India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. It was highly advanced for its time, and its development included the construction of large urban cities, irrigation systems, and advanced trading networks. Additionally, the Harappan people developed a written language, signs of technological and artistic development, and the use of bronze and other metals. India has long been a center of religious, cultural, and political development, and this ancient civilization certainly put India on the map. Number 6. Greece. Greece is considered to be one of the earliest civilizations in Europe. The Greeks developed a unique form of government, democracy, which allowed citizens to participate in the decision-making process of the government. This type of government had a profound influence on modern Western civilization. In addition to democracy, the Greeks developed a system of writing and a form of art that profoundly impacted the world. Greek philosophy and literature, which includes the works of Plato, Aristotle, Sophocles, and Homer, laid the foundation for much of our understanding of the world. Finally, the Greeks invented the Olympics, which is an important tradition still practiced today. Number 7. Rome. Rome was an ancient city located in the central parts of the Italian peninsula, founded in the 8th century BC. It was the capital of the Roman Republic and later the Roman Empire, becoming the most powerful city in the Western world for centuries. In its heyday, it was home to around 1 million people, many of whom were citizens of the empire. It was a major economic, cultural, and political center, with a complex system of government and laws. It was also the center of the Catholic Church and home to some of the world's greatest art and architecture. Rome was sacked by the Visigoths in 410 AD and later occupied by the Ostrogoths in 537 AD. Its fall marked the end of the classical Roman civilization, although its legacy would reverberate through the centuries. Number 8. Byzantium. Byzantium was an ancient civilization whose roots can be traced back to the 8th century BCE, when ancient Greeks settled the city of Byzantium on the site of an earlier settlement on the European side of the Bosporus Strait. The city was renamed Constantinople in 330 CE and served as the capital of the Byzantine, or Eastern Roman Empire, from then until its fall to the Ottoman Turks in 1453. This period saw the rise of Byzantium as a major power in the Mediterranean, a period of considerable prosperity and cultural splendor. The Byzantine Empire was the first major civilization in Europe to adopt Christianity as its state religion, and this faith continued to influence the culture and development of the empire until the end of its reign. The legacy of Byzantium has been far-reaching and can still be seen in the art, architecture, and culture of the region today. Number 9. England. England is a country located in northwestern Europe and is part of the United Kingdom. It is the birthplace of many aspects of modern civilization, including democracy and the modern English language. England was home to some of the world's most influential philosophers, scientists, and writers during the Enlightenment period. Its history dates back to the Iron Age, and its population is estimated to have been around 1 million people by the year 500 AD. England was the first country in Europe to develop a centralized monarchy, beginning with the House of Wessex in 927 AD. During the Middle Ages, England was ruled by a number of powerful dynasties and kings, such as the House of Plantagenet, the House of Tudor, and the House of Stuart. England played a major role in the Age of Exploration, colonizing numerous parts of the world and establishing an extensive trade network. It also played a key role in the Industrial Revolution of the 18th and 19th centuries, producing vast quantities of goods and becoming one of the most powerful nations in the world. Number 10. Germany. Germany is home to one of the earliest known civilizations in Europe. It is believed that the first known inhabitants of the region were a culturally distinct group of people known as the Celts, who arrived around 500 BCE. The Celts established a number of settlements throughout Germany, and gradually developed their own unique culture, language, and customs. By the 1st century BCE, Germanic tribes had begun to emerge, and they eventually developed their own distinct culture and language. During this time, the region was broken up into several smaller entities, including the Franks, Alemanni, Thuringi, and Saxons. By the late Middle Ages, Germany had become a major political and economic power in Europe. During the Renaissance, Germany saw a great flowering of culture, art, and science, and many of the great universities and philosophical centers were established during this period. Today, Germany is a modern European powerhouse, and its influence in the world can be felt in economics, politics, education, and culture. Thanks for watching. Join us next time as we explore more curiosities around the world. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out. See you soon.